All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first of the Fragments project file breakdowns. We're looking at Gateway right here, and get used to looking at this shit because this is what every fucking project is like in this entire thing. I have Viznode here with me.
Hi, with my terrible mic. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. And this is what Viznode sounds like all the time, so don't worry about it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have Gateway here. This is the intro track to the album. I didn't do that much on this track. I tried to mix Viznode's part, but as you can see, it is like I'll screen share so that Viznode can see too.
This is well. I am getting mine. Getting my
Yeah,
project
yeah,
file.
yeah. It was like 50 some tracks long, and I tried to mix it. This mix of it is actually unreleased because we didn't release this mix of it. So I have like a completely alternately mixed version of Gateway here, which is kind of interesting.
This track was like, to what degree was it like ever considered finished? It's just
Um,
like, oh, we need to put a track out for the album because we announced it a
yeah, and
short
that was
time
a
ago.
mistake. That was a mistake. This is probably the second oldest song on the album, with Goddess Moon being the only one that was in development longer, which is kind of funny actually. Okay, I unmuted all this. So I guess until Viznode has his project file ready, I'll just go through what I did, which wasn't very much. So a lot of our workflow is reusing samples from other music that was made, basically. And the intro here is basically a bunch of like pads that Viznode made in some other project file. So we have like this, I don't know, it's like iconic sort of intro where you're sort of like shifting through different environments almost. It's like the pads are completely changing like sound and texture like every couple seconds. And the inspiration behind that was actually like this random interlude song in Porter Robinson's like 2014 World set. And that is an obscure ass thing, but that was what I wanted to do there. And like the source of these is just like long pad recordings, granulized. I don't even know how Viznode made these, to be honest. I don't even know if you would remember at this point.
It's probably just with like big crushing, distortion, and compression, probably OTT and stuff, and just basically try to destroy the material but still have the chords themselves be audible um, in some capacity, or at least some notes from it. It's the
Yeah.
general thesis. Um,
And when you do something like this, like you're gonna get parts of it that sound terrible, that like are not really usable. But like there's a lot of different ways you could approach it where you generate like a huge recording list, so it's like 7 minutes long or whatever. And you
so,
can either layer out some parts of it, so like this over here doesn't sound very useful. It's just some weird frequencies, but like if you just layer that with more pads or like any other sound, like it just masks it and you don't even hear the shitty qualities of it. And then other times you just get good stuff that sounds good on its own that you could just use flat out like I did. Like I don't even know if this is being processed. 48. Um, volume automation. I do this a lot. You're gonna see this a lot in the album. Yeah, EQ. Basically nothing.
I just noticed how big your playlist is. I,
What do you mean?
no, not playlist. The sidebar, whatever, on the left.
Yeah, it is kind of big. I like to read the whole name of the sample.
Oh,
And yeah, what else goes on in here? There's some really basic chords. I even wanted to change this in the final release of the album because I don't like these at all. Like there's these like piano chords that are kind of like it's like plucking away. They're kind of boring to be honest with you. They're pleasant though. Like it's a good introduction, I guess. And then
scrap buildup I found. Apparently,
yo,
me.
I want to show off scrap stuff too. And I just have these big strings. I don't have contact anymore, so I just don't have it on this PC, so I could just replace it with like play strings real quick. I uninstalled a lot of stuff. I did like a hard like reset last year where I got a new computer and I kind of just uninstalled everything, like literally everything. So some of these older files are gonna be messed up, and this one is one of them that are messed up. This one's not that bad though, especially because I didn't do a very much on it.
what's so interesting is that especially this track, there's so much. I mean, I don't know what the case for like. I do so many things differently now
Yeah, Sam.
compared to this. I still use direct wave for some reason. and so bad.
My philosophy for writing chords has changed a lot too. You see, there's not a lot of movement going on in the middle here. There's kind of just like a big block of chords, which kind of just sounds like just kind of adds like body to it. Or it's like these are just kind of going like at all times pretty much. And then there's a lot of movement sort of around it. Mostly in like the bass notes obviously are gonna move, and like I don't even know why these two notes are here, for example. And then like when the top end starts to move, like the high notes, that's when it starts to like travel and go somewhere. Like at first it's just kind of like background for like this isn't what it's supposed to sound like, but it's just kind of like background filler instruments as like this is starting to build up. Like as you go on, like the whole journey starts taking a place as like the notes actually start to bring you somewhere. And
There's so
then
much
a lot of stuff in
more.
here.
Yeah.
A big like a motif in this track is the piano arps. You can't even fucking hear this because I'm using Imagero piano now. Viznode wrote these, and I think these are notes that are like muted, right? Like there's no.
Oh yeah,
I don't
they're
know.
muted. They're just.
But yeah, I'll delete those so that people aren't confused. But yeah, like basically these aren't hard to write really. Just kind of going up and then down.
I got the project file.
Okay, epic. Yeah, just stream that on Discord.
Okay.
And now I don't know what this is gonna sound like. Oh man, yeah, this is a completely different version because it has this ARP in it still.
Everything works on my end.
Yeah,
Somehow.
mine does not. Yeah, mine certainly does not.
What?
What even is that? There's some broken ass shit in this project file. Do you want to stream yours?
Sure. I'll do that. I don't know if I used to use 32-bit or not, but just for saved, I think I did. So I just yeah, just fully. Whoa. All right. So what happened in this? It's been like over a year.
Yeah, we're unfortunate to have like Discord poopy quality audio for this, but you can listen to this song on your own.
So kick. I think did I organize these in? Yes. So snare is just lots of Foley.
Literally a lot of Foley. Those are all Neurohop forum samples, by the way. I recognize
these are
all of them.
Neurohop. This is, I think, I know that's Cymatics free ones. I don't know what this is from.
It doesn't matter what it's from.
X4. Oh wow, that's interesting. All right, and I think that's frequent, more Neurohop form. This is my own snare, which is like an AU5 plus some other snare I made a very long time ago. Kick is just one layer for the low end, one layer for like high, and then this is layered on top. I don't know what I'm doing. What is? I don't know what's happening with these basses. Well, okay.
A lot of our this is like a very early like version of our drums as well, where it's like I guess this is like where we're like figuring out the style where it's like just layer a lot of Foley. And you can see it is a lot of Foley. We have like 14 tracks. I'm pretty sure they're like just basically the drum layers.
From future tracks.
This is foreshadowing.
Yeah, this is just like, and like, just like some of the processing, like this is like delays and reverb being turned on like and off, which is a thing that I find cool. Hence like all these like stereo enhancers and stuff being turned on and off primarily for the percussion. Pad is just playing throughout the entire thing, going up and down in accordance to whatever plays this. Here is the piano. What was used? Sound font that I always use. This thing. but there's no humanization because I didn't do that. I guess. Oh yeah, this.
The whole humanization part of it gets less important when there's 80 layers. But it is still important, and it does make a difference. Like, in Goddess Moon, for example, you really tell that I spent fucking 15 hours humanizing that.
Oh yeah, another thing simple in the track is these harps and strings. That's so basically every other measure. And this balance has cut them off because like balance has no latency or smoothing, at least with regards to like hard cutting stuff, which probably doesn't make much of a difference.
Fruity Bounce is kind of overpowered. We use it a lot.
And extra pads just littered throughout. Most of these are made just blurring, strings and other things. Just
show how you do that, because some people might not know how you can do this, but when I learned this like years ago watching Viznode, it changed everything.
So you just take a sample, whatever, for example this, and I slate it, and Control B, or you press this button, and a little menu will pop up which can't be seen. So then you hit accept, and it just blurs the thing.
I might be able to see if I do it on my screen, actually. It might show.
Yeah.
This is already like blurred, but you can see that you click on this and you get this little option here for blur. I just leave the impulse like usually all the way up, but you could change it if you want to.
Are you recording also both of our screens?
Well, yeah, I'm just recording my whole screen.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, just makes all the way up, amount all the way up. You can mess with those if you want, but it doesn't. I don't know. I just like to go full blown with it, and then you get these cool pads. Let me see if I can just find something to do it too real quick.
Can I get an idea of also what is happening in this project file? I haven't.
So this is an old version of the Lunaris piano, actually. You click the blur button, instant pad. And they're always really cool. Like, I'm sure that I literally did this and used this in the song, so yeah, do that. That shit's broken.
The issue I find sometimes is that it can cause some pain, like individual frequencies and stuff. If they're too pronounced, they'll just peak out a lot, and they're kind of loud sometimes and ear piercing.
Especially high-end stuff.
You can either use soothe or just EQ it out yourself. What I do, I don't know. But yeah. Anyways, so I'll do like the basis probably last because I want to figure out where they are and stuff. More extra layers is just because more layers. Brass that comes in every second measure after this point because that means an increase in intensity.
I don't even think I've ever noticed that there's brass in that song, and I probably listened to it more than anyone else.
It's because they're layered underneath. They basically just beef up everything.
The thing is, though, that shit's important. Like, you don't even hear all these parts, but like they've really come together.
Reverse piano, and just like I think these are just is it just a piano that was just playing all in the same key, just kind of random notes, just pitched the same keys gateway, fading in with reverb. I don't remember what I don't know. Oh, that's like extra textures. Okay. But yeah, a lot of the emphasis with regards to like the quote unquote push and pull. I don't think that's the best word for it, but how it like every measure it fades up, and then there's like a break, and then it fades up again, etc. A lot of it is just slight variations on what gets faded in as well. So there's sometimes more pads, sometimes there's more strings, like granulized noises. I don't remember. I think these are like, are they denoise? I don't remember. This was made in 2020, so I don't remember. More pads. So there's a lot of different pads and like.
Oh yeah, the music box. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
If you can notice the music box, you're a real G.
There's the what the interesting part is then came with, okay, you have each of these measures that are like filled up. There's not much you need to do. Maybe like you can add minor things, but the real interesting part is, okay, these ones. What goes in between all of these measures? And that was the like more difficult part. Nothing here. So this is, I guess, a good idea as to how most of my bases throughout Fragments have gone until I just forgot how to make them. It's just literally just weird random textures. I think this is like distorted Rhesus, maybe? I don't know. And put through gross beat. And just like messed about with. And what I'd do is that I'd have just the sounds play and arrange them. I'd distort slightly, and then I'd high pass them into a sub that is going into another channel. Well, I guess not in this case. Well, in future case, but generally what I'd have is I have a basically sub bass following pattern. And so it's louder here, it's quiet and louder, which is a bit tedious, and it's not conventional for good reason because there are better ways to probably do that. But yeah, and I guess these are like little granulized. Oh, slice X. Yeah, something was running through slice X. Just filling them out. So what is this bass?
This is the old
So,
classic Viznode bass.
yeah, those types of basses. Made similar to like this, basically. I take granulizer, throw a loud sample in it, have it play such a tiny space that it becomes a tone, and then pitch it to the right key and distort it like crazy, and then render that out, and then play with it more, or just like throw them. I don't think in this case I really did much. Just boost it, yeah, pitched it down a lot. Okay, yeah, so I didn't do much. Just nothing is really happening here. It's just more granularized noise. Taking bicycle with more granularized noises. And piano stuff, nothing much. This is similar to the previous bass. There, same thing, except there's these extra high noise layers. I don't know where I came up with that idea. Nothing's really happening there. Alright, so this is where things have to get more intense. So how else add extra rhythms? So this is some break that have a bunch of breaks that have, I don't remember where I got them. They're from a long time ago. But interstace them with various other just hits, hats. A bunch of these are also from the neural form because, of course, interspace with glitches. So this is just percussion that has been scrubbed in Edison, just like type of thing. Whatever. Box basses are in this here, or like a really low-pitched snare, I think. Yeah. One of the Meth Lab sample packs. They're free. You can probably find it somewhere on the internet. Yeah.
A lot of the stuff's getting harder to find nowadays, like the Neurohop forum packs. Like,
I know, but I think a lot of people have the Neural form packs. Also, the Meth Lab ones. These aren't that big.
oh, you know what's gonna come up soon? The Alan Moore sample packs.
Oh, whoops! Yeah, this is how I edit my background. So, so yeah, just arrangement of drums from, and I tried to use different different fills because I'm like, oh no, people are gonna notice if I use just one, which is not really something you should worry about. But do it anyways. Reloading sound of some gun. Find them. I think this is from like the GC sample pack, probably. Big sample packs that they do annually that you get free. More hats. I don't remember. I think I'm just gonna. I assume that this is also more granulized noise.
2019 design.
2019
yeah.
sample. So
Damn.
yeah. So just more just micro editing. So in this case, it's being pogoed. I'm pretty sure. Is it? Oh, it's not. Okay. I guess. Huh. I don't know what was made. So long ago. These ones don't. I feel like I can't say much because like these are made so long ago that I don't remember. Wow, pad from World Call. So yeah, builds up into this big bass hit, fully impact thing. These ones with names like fully effect impact 1 and fully stand stuff. There's a lot of layers in them already, and they're made in other project files. And then I save it, and then I could reuse it, parts of it at least, for other purposes. So as Aspect mentioned, a lot of things that are like taken from previous projects. So like over the years now I have like a massive library of samples that I've made of myself using those aspects and then keep reusing them and building on it. It's kind of a part of the whole thing, but more pads, just a lot of pads. So this is also one of the those granulized bases. But the thing is, because this is just what's determining the pitch is the playback of this tiny sample. So therefore, if you pitch it down, if you pitch the sample down, the pitch of the note that's being played doesn't change very much. So it's being pitched down actually quite dramatically, but it can cause some like neat extra textures to come out with a bunch of distortion. From the harp strings, from that kind of pads. Here, I think I was just lazy. I should have put more stuff here, but I was just, piano and I think this piano plus. Oh, it's just a piano. Okay.
There used to be a snare here too, but I thought it sounded better with just a huge sidechain hit and like the snare being sort of like denied as like the song sort of like fades away in like etherealness as like sort of transitions to Astral Sea.
It's just like 6 rally shots. I think these are literally like tennis ball hits with a lot of reverb. Yeah, they are. Just pan differently, and then this little phrase is repeated. That's it. More pads. These are all. But yeah, wow. So it looks more complicated than it is, I'd say. I mean,
this is gonna be a recurring theme, and yeah.
I guess a lot more fun from here. Just the start.
Yeah, I remember being so excited finishing this, and I just wanted to release this so badly. We were so excited. Oh my god.
I'm more than like gonna have to like go to the Astro Grove remix, but that thing is a bit
I
of
want
a
I want to see a breakdown of that, but I don't even know it's possible.
I'd need to actually edit the thing.
Yeah, really, this
Is it
song was pretty. It was actually made for the Garden Club set, which, if you remember that, you're an actual old ass fan.
before like Spring Rains, like a whip version of Spring Rain is in that set.
Yeah, this was made a long time ago. Let's see if there's anything else
I'm
in my file that's worth talking about, because I think that's pretty much it, honestly.
trying to think. Like, I didn't talk much about processing. I don't know how much processing I know and stuff.
Yeah, me neither, actually. Really, what we kind of do is we're just like reverb abusers, honestly.
And in these early parts, in these early stages, 100% we were really playing with that a lot. Trying to think. Oh yeah, there are like also the fact, I guess, that like turning on and off different effects is something that's neat. Also, like processing stuff like pads in different like ways. Again, like if you're in like my screen, like I guess this is an example of like having a pad that's doesn't destroy the tonality of the sound, but it's like okay, really like tons of reverb, but then into whatever this is, chorus and some like weird stereo stuff. Um, just like messing with the sound really hard, but still you can hear what chord that is playing retains its musicality. Um, and there's a lot of that's why a lot of these animations are also like both volume and panning as well, especially. It's just, but yeah, I don't feel like explaining it very well.
That was interesting.
Okay.
I'm sure it'll be useful to people. So I think that about does it in for Gateway.
Sketch
Creatively,
2.14.
yeah, every song has like a different name like that, like an
Well, I
internal
mean, the
name.
sketch is well for me the titles come from the date I start the project, and so yeah, February 14th, 2020 is when the song started.
Old. And now, now that we're like talking about this actual song, I'm just gonna like think about it like creatively for a minute to try to explain like the context of it in the album, I guess.
Yeah,
This song was made before any ideas for the album even existed, so it kind of got placed into it like after the fact, I guess. Or even this is what even like this song sort of like existed before the idea of the album was really there as well. Where it's like all that I knew was that it was the intro, because the way that it sounded was like almost like hopeful and like the start of a new day, basically. I don't know. So we kind of just like worked out from here. Like I knew this was the style that we wanted to go for with the album, and I felt like it was like a very good introduction to everything. And like I don't think it needed like another drop or like an extended outro or anything like that. Like it just kind of says like it says its piece, and then we get on to the rest of it, you know?
apparently we tried. The other two project files I opened were named appropriately to like the same title sketch thing,
Yeah.
but
I
not
remember we
used.
did want to a little bit, I think. I don't remember what any of this stuff is in the outskirts.
Sound design.
Usually there's a lot of weird stuff in the outskirts of the project files. This one
But
doesn't
anyways,
seem to
you do
have
your
that
sound
much.
design like in the project file.
Yeah, we're gonna see with Astral Sea, especially Eclipsed Plane. Eclipsed
I
Plane
don't
is
do that.
really bad.
I have all my sound design in different project files, which keeps it cleaner. I still have to put the
I'm
session
different.
track.
I like to have everything in one spot. Like I like to
That's so
compartmentize.
much. That your poor computer.
Dude, I bought the fucking god tier CPU. I'm gonna use the whole CPU. Like I think that's it for Gateway. We're gonna move on to Astral Sea then. Um, Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions about this song, do just ask us. Like DM us on Discord, leave it in the YouTube comments. I do not care. Ask us. We will be very glad to answer anything that you'd be interested in. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in Astral Sea.